Hello, hello. Today I want to show you some of the colors. Sorry, it's a full house now for the next 2 months. Some of the colors that I got from my new favorite marker. These are the Faber Castell Goldfaber Aqua dual markers. I was talking about them in my most recent favorite video. I went to the shop and I swatched like all of them, or all of the ones that I thought were interesting, and eventually I decided on a color scheme. So these are all the colors that I have from this particular marker. It's not all the colors that exist, but it's pretty much all of the ones that I thought were pretty. So I'm going to swatch them for you, and you can decide if you want to add some to your collection. The reason that I like these so much is that they have a brush tip on one side, which is nothing special, but on the other side they have this kind of tip. Now this is totally personal preference, but I really prefer this, which is basically like a pen, to the ones that the Tombow has, which is like a marker tip. And the ones that these ones have, which is again like a marker tip. I don't like these at all. But with these you can also do like line work. So I really like this. Also, they are less chunky than the Faber Castell. These are the Albrecht Dürer watercolor markers. They also have like pit markers that look like this. So these are my favorite. I also really like the Eccoline, but they are also kind of chunky. I mean, they are smaller, but they are chunky and they don't have this dual tip. And I surprisingly found, like, once I got a few and played around with them, I like discovered that I really enjoyed using both tips of this marker. So that's why I decided to focus on these. The Tombow has more colors. These are well loved. They are really great quality. These ones are new to me, so I still can't compare. These I've had some for years and they are great, well beloved in the illustrators, sketcher community for good reason. They have a lot of colors, but they are, in Europe at least, these are around like €3.80, I think, €3.80, and these are less than €3. So you know, like 30%, maybe a bit less, cheaper. Okay, so let me just swatch the colors and you can see them and decide, you know, if you see anything you like. They have also sets, which is how I started. I got the Tuscany themed set. I think it's great. But then when I thought about getting another set, I saw that there is overlap with the colors. So unless you just want like the one set and then buy open stock, check the colors before you buy more than one set to see that you're not getting duplicates. Color is Hyacinth. It is 282. This one is Sand. It is 281. There's a very similar color that I also liked, but it is really similar to something I have, and it's this one. I think it's called Apricot, I want to say. I'm not sure, but it's very similar to one that I have from Eccoline. Naples Yellow. I thought it was a nice soft-ish yellow. They have a few more like bright colors that I didn't get. I like these markers for kind of putting down that first layer and then going in with pencils or pastels or the like fine line tip for details, and I don't feel I need super bright colors for this purpose. So this is light yellow ochre. I really like this color. It is quite vibrant, but still earthy. Then terracotta. I find these very similar. The terracotta is just like a touch more orangey. I don't think you would need both unless you really like having these different tones. Then we have burnt ochre. So this is more browny and darker. Then we have Venetian red. I really like this color, surprisingly. Next is burnt sienna. And this one I think is a good dark. This is the Caput Mortuum Violet. So I like this one for dark. And then with all of these like earth tones, I would probably, you know, for a more limited palette, I would take like either the light yellow ochre or the terracotta, and then like one of these three. I like the Venetian red. I do like that more reddish tone, but these are nice also. Then this is quite a bright color, but I really like it. This is the Brilliant Red, and I was looking for something to replace the Scarlet Red. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. This is the color, the Brilliant Red. I wanted something to replace the Scarlet Red, which I like, but it's just, this is so chunky. This marker, it's not very travel friendly. So these are kind of as similar as I could find. You can see that this one is a touch, like it's not as saturated, but it's a small difference. And I just prefer the format of these pens. This one is a pretty color. It's vintage pink. This is like such a great color. I'm not sure exactly where I will find it most useful, but I really like the color. Okay, let's move on to the blues. This is Sky Blue Pastel. I think this one came in that Tuscany set. It is very, very similar to the Tombow 553, which is probably a dash bluer or like leans more violet, but they're very, very similar. Then this one, I like this color a lot. This is Lavender Dark. Really, really love this color. I think it's a beautiful complement to all of the warm earth tones. Really love this one, and you know, then I think this will be useful in Greece. We'll see, but I think so. Next is Blue Violet. It's not too violet, and I think when I got this one, I was mostly excited about using the tip, like this tip, for line work and not necessarily for the brush part. This is another good dark. It's in Danthron Blue. It is quite muted. I really like it. I think it's a great dark color. It's not like super, super dark, but it's quite dark. I just really like the tone of this. Okay, and let's move on to all of the teals and greens. Here, I have to say, I couldn't find a lot of colors that I loved. This one, actually, I just got the one when I wanted to try these markers, and then I got the set, and now I got the other colors. It's lovely. It's just very bright, and I think it will be fun to use it for water, but I do wish they had a slightly more muted palette, and I'll show you which Tombow markers I picked up because I couldn't find colors that I wanted. So this was light cobalt green. This is deep cobalt green. I think this is also a nice dark color. And then one of my favorite, this is green ochre. Really, really love this color. It is like vibrant and saturated, but it's still earthy. And then we have chromium green opaque, which I also think it's nice. It's also quite muted, a lot, you know, bluer than this one. This one is very, very yellow, but a great color. And this pine green, this one came with the Tuscany set. I think a lot of people would enjoy it. I don't know. I don't know if it gives me the feels. I think it's a very useful color, but I just really like to have those special feelings towards the colors. So I wanted to get a few more muted turquoises, but I couldn't find them in the Faber Castell markers. So Tombow does have more colors, and I picked up two colors which I love. So one is the 407, and you'll see it's just like, it's still lively, I would say, but it's, you know, not like crazy in your face like this one. And just compared to this, you can see it's just like a bit bluer. They're quite like similar, but this one is darker, the Faber Castell one. And then this one is 291 from Tombow, and it's just like this minty color, which I have this color from other markers, but I don't like the markers as much. I do like the color. This is from Pantone 331. I think that's the color, I'm not sure. But it's the same color, it's just darker and more vibrant. I don't know, I think I prefer this one. And then I also have an old pit marker that has this color. I think I have it. Yeah, the light phthalo green from the Pith like big brush pens. I think it's exactly the same color, but they're so chunky that these are just more travel friendly. Okay, and now let me show you. So this is kind of the curated, ignore this, the curated palette that I chose from the Goldfaber Aqua dual marker from Faber Castell. It's quite a mouthful. I really like them. I wish they had a larger color range, but I think these colors are beautiful and they will fulfill their purpose for what I have in mind for them. And now for the Luminance, I also picked up a few more colors. So let me show you what I got. I got the Sepia 50%. Let's add it here. Yeah, you can see. It's just a really nice, kind of like a taupey color. So I liked it. That's the Sepia 50%. And then I got the Raw Umber. I don't know where I should put it. I think to me it almost looks, it has like a bit of a greenish tint to it. Wow, actually I didn't realize how similar it is to olive brown. It's really similar. Yeah, I wouldn't get both. I had it right there. I think I didn't think to swatch them next to each other because this isn't labeled as anything, you know, olivey. Well, live and learn. This color I thought was interesting. This is, oh yeah, olive brown 10%. So I think it's this one. It's a really pretty color. So they have olive brown and this one is the 10%. Probably there's one in the middle. And then this one is Indanthrone Blue. And I want to show you how it looks next to the other blues from Luminance. This one is Bleu de Nimes. It's probably French. Like it's for sure French and I'm butchering it. So this one you can see it's also dark, but it's a little bit richer, like in color. I like them both. And then I have also another one that I've been using and loving, which is dark indigo. So I just want to show you how they all look next to each other, so you can make an informed decision. So this is dark indigo. I don't know if the camera, like, okay, I think this is good. So the dark indigo, you can see it's like the darkest, it's almost black. Then we have the Indanthrone Blue, which is bluer. And then even bluer is this, it's 135 Bleu de Nîmes. Sorry. And then also they have, of course, an ultramarine one, which is what you would expect. But I really love actually all of these blues, and I just wanted to show you how they compare. I want to see if I have something similar from other brands. Don't really think so. I mean, I have more. They're not like, not all the blues are here, but so dark indigo, that's here. Then this one is, I really like this color, but I like them all. This is the Indanthron blue. This is that other one that I can't pronounce. And this is the ultramarine. Ah, they're all great. I should write down the names. And then the last thing that I got this time was two Neocolors, like white, but one is the Neocolor 1, which is permanent, and then the other one is the Neocolor 2, which is water soluble. I'm not sure like which one I prefer. Obviously, if you want to like mix colors and like activate them and use them sort of like watercolors, then you want to go with the Neocolor 2. But I also think it is softer. So just playing around. I love the Neocolor. Love, love, love them. And one more thing that I have to show you, which is also pretty exciting. So this is happening in the Joy Art Club in August. I'm super, super excited about this. I think it'll be a lot of fun. We will be making our own acrylic markers. This is very much inspired by Emma Carlisle, who is an amazing illustrator, and you can like see what she does on Patreon. Highly, highly recommend that. So this was inspired by her, and I thought it would be super fun to mix kind of my palette with, I'm still not sure, with a nod to either Vienna or the Greek islands, which are very, very different things, but we'll see how it goes. So these are the empty markers. I decided to go with the Montana brand. You have a few different options to do this type of thing, also other brands, but the reason is because I think these are also the best to use with the jelly plate. Whereas, for example, the Liquitex markers have a different formulation and they just don't work as well. And I love using the jelly plate to kind of draw on and then make a print. So this was one of the reasons that I wanted to use the Montana ones. I'm thinking you could probably do all kinds of like cocktails and concoctions here and mix brands. But this is what I got, and to start with, I'll probably won't mess around too much. Although, you know, I have, for example, like a few high flow colors from Golden that I imagine would also work here. So I might, and I have also some like inks, acrylic inks. So I think everything should work with the markers, but we'll see. So I got a large bottle of white because I love light colors, especially for something like this, which these are like chunky markers. So it's just like putting down those first layers and then going in with pencils or pastels or pens or markers. So I don't want like super, super dark colors, I think. And let me show you the ink colors that I got. So this one is Sahara Beige. This one is Shock Yellow. This one is, you know, compared to all of the, like these ones, it looks kind of sad, but I know these colors work great, you know, also for mixing. It's a pretty color. Like, I'm shocked. It's a shock that I like it, but I do like it. This one is fluorescent fire red. You can get the bigger bottles, but I think this should be enough to make like a few markers. This is the fluorescent or fluor gleaming pink. This one is shock pink. Ooh, it's nice and opaque. This color, this is shock pink. And then we have shock blue dark. And 100% cyan. So I figured, you know, if I have the pink, if I have the yellow, and I have the cyan, I could probably mix most of the colors that I want. And yeah, I'm so excited. The way that I'm planning to do this is I'm going to like mix the inks in a little container, and once I hit that perfect color, then I will fill the markers, because it can get really messy to fill them. So I prefer to just get the color right and then fill it and be done with it and not have to open it again, ever. Oh, I wonder if this needs to be removed or must not be removed. Okay, I'll look if there are like any good resources on making these. Very cool. So if you want to join this fun and make your own markers together, then I invite you to join the Joy Art Club. This is not the only thing we'll be doing in August, but this is probably one of the more exciting things. So I invite you to join. And I think this is everything I got. Till next time.